out of elementary school, on to junior high school, and my teenage years. This is when the rebellion started. Let me tell you about it. Okay, so on to Dana Junior High, San Diego, California. Like I said, I grew up in San Diego, and my dad had a boat. We had a yacht, and we used to have a dock at the Kona Kai Yacht Club in Shelter Island. And that's where we would spend the summers because my parents wouldn't let me go to the beach because they didn't want me hanging out with bad influences. And I will get onto that story later on. But anyway, the yacht club. Now, I don't remember if this was at the beginning of junior high school or the first summer of junior high school, but the yacht club. We used to go there every summer and hang out. And, that's what we do, the swimming pool, hang out in the yacht club with my friends and friends that I met at the yacht club. And that's where I first started smoking cigarettes because it was cool back then, smoking cigarettes. I'm just going to talk about smoking right now because terrible habit. Do not ever smoke. If you smoke now, quit. Seriously. But anyway, this was when smoking was popular. Everybody smoked cigarettes, and this is when I got my rebellion. This is when the rebellion started. I wanted to be cool. I wanted to smoke. I'd rather fight than switch. You can take Salem out of the country, but you can't take the country out of Salem. Your LSMFT is why. Lucky Strike mean fine tobacco. All that shit. Da-da-da. Marlboro country. Cigarettes. Smoking. And I remember the first cigarette I smoked was Marlboro. It was in the Kona Kai Yacht Club, the indoor, the indoor handball court. In there smoking cigarettes. I smoked my first cigarette, and I coughed, and I was dizzy, and I felt I was going to pass out. I mean, I got really dizzy the first time I smoked. I should have stopped right then, but no, I wanted to be cool, come up to the cool taste, Marlboro country. So I kept smoking, and I kept smoking, and eventually I didn't cough anymore, and I didn't get dizzy, and it became something that I had to do. So I smoked. And I smoked, and I'd sneak cigarettes. And I'd always steal cigarettes from my parents. They smoked Tareyton. They were nasty-ass cigarettes, but they'd rather fight than switch. But I started smoking Tareytons because I could steal the cigarettes from them because seeing how they both smoked the same cigarettes, they didn't know I was stealing them. So anyway, that's how smoking started. And to tell you the honest to God truth, I wish I never started. I've quit smoking now for well over 20 years, maybe 25 years, I don't know. But I got emphysema, I can't breathe. I live in a 6-floor walk up here in Manhattan, and just walking up the stairs kicks my ass. I go 2 flights and have to take a breath. Smoking is not a good idea. It was cool back then, though. Smoking was cool. My parents smoked. They would always get me in trouble. I'd always get in trouble for smoking. At night, I would be in my room. I would smoke cigarettes and throw the butts out the window, smoke in my room. And my little brother found the butts laying outside and goes, "Mom, there's a burglar smoking cigarettes outside of Jim's window." And so, I got caught. But anyway, smoking became a big issue. And it became a big issue through my whole life until I quit. So anyway, I'll tell you how I quit. Actually, my dentist got me to quit when I was about 40 years old. I forget how old I was. But I was having a pain in my mouth. And my dentist told me, "Well, you got to quit smoking." I go, "I think there's a tooth that was broken in my mouth or something." He goes, "No, you got to quit smoking. It'll take the pain away." So I quit smoking. I finally quit with the patch. I quit smoking. And anyway, after a while, after a couple months of not smoking anymore, a few months, the pain still hurt my mouth. I go to the dentist, and I go, "Oh, whoa, there is a piece of tooth lodged in your mouth." And I'm like, "You mean I quit smoking for nothing?" But it's the best thing I did. Anyway, this has turned into like my teenage years. I just talked about smoking. But listen, do not smoke, and I'll talk to you again later. Anyway, listen, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And if you don't mind, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. I'm going to go on a whole journey with my life. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be sad. It's going to be eventful. There's a lot of different things that I did in this life of mine. But look, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Tell everybody to follow this channel. It will be an event. Listen, I love you guys more than life itself, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you so much for watching.